This is Ross.
I'm fine.
He is not fine. He's clearly terrible at masking his emotions, but why is he so worked up? Well, this is Joey, his best friend. Ross just walked in on him with Rachel, Ross's ex, who he still has feelings for. I know I'd be pretty mad. So why is Ross suppressing his feelings? How does hiding our emotions sabotage our relationships? And what's the cost of never being honest with yourself? In case you didn't know, we're talking about a show called Friends. It centers around a group of, well, friends, who each have their own quirks. Ross in particular is kind of a master of self-sabotage. He's sweet, but awkward. And his habit of masking his feelings has always caused his downfall. Now, there are times where it's actually healthy to suppress your feelings. I'll get to that, but Ross is living hell. He had it coming from the start. See, Ross has been in love with Rachel forever. Despite how awkward he is, there's chemistry between them. And yet, he still bottles up how he feels despite countless chances.
What's messing you up? The wine, the candles, the moonlight? Huh? You just gotta go up to her and you gotta say, look, Rachel, I think...
Despite all of this, they end up together. Until Ross messes it up by being overbearing and jealous about her work and her colleague. This drives them to break up. But Ross is just getting started. Throughout the years, he has countless shots to be with Rachel. You know what's a good indicator that a girl likes you? When she has sex with you. Yeah, they actually hook up, which is not the craziest part.
I'm pregnant.
Who would have thought that condoms only work 97% of the time?
Well, they should put that on the box!
Anyway, Rachel decides to keep the baby and wants Ross to be involved. As if he doesn't have enough reasons to be with the woman he loves, now they have a baby together. Ross constantly denies his feelings for her.
She means nothing to me. Nothing!
See, when you're into someone, you should make your move quickly, especially if they're attractive, because if you don't, it's a matter of time before someone else swoops in. And in this case, that's Joey. See, Joey is Rachel's platonic roommate until he starts to develop feelings for her. Luckily for us, Joey is a good friend, doesn't act on it. And besides, Rachel doesn't have feelings for Joey, so they stay platonic friends. And you can imagine why this starts to become important later. For now, Joey feels bad that Ross is missing all the pregnancy moments and encourages Rachel and Ross to move in together. Ross, being in love with Rachel and wanting to be close to her and the baby, agrees ecstatically. Okay, so now he's living with the woman he loves, has a baby with her, and he still won't admit how he feels. And this is where it all starts to unravel for Ross. Rachel goes out one night and gives her number to a guy at the bar. Now remember, Rachel and Ross are not together. Rachel is single. The guy calls Rachel's number, her home phone number. Yeah, this was back in 2003. And Ross picks up.
Hello. Oh, no, she's not here right now. Can I take a message?
He then does the appropriate thing, giving Rachel the message, respecting her privacy, while also having a mature adult conversation about it. Kidding! Actually, what he does do... does do. Can you even say... I don't know how to speak English. Anyway, what he does is actually a bit psychotic. Yeah! He hides a personal message from her. And it all comes to a head when Ross spots Rachel kissing another guy. If you haven't seen the show and you're like, man, Rachel's really out there hooking up with a bunch of guys. She's really not. It was one phone number she didn't intend to do anything with, and one genuine potential romance that culminated in all of like one kiss. Ross confronts Rachel, judging her, and even admitting to hiding her message behind her back. And this causes Rachel to realize she's living with a guy who's at best jealous and at worst completely insane. And so she moves out of Ross's apartment to move back in with Joey.
Can Emma and I live here for a while?
Yeah, Joey. But there was still one more thing that Ross could have done to avoid this whole thing, which has to do with this woman, Charlie. See, Charlie, like Ross, is a paleontologist. She's an intellectual, unlike Joey. Yet somehow her and Joey end up dating. Fast forward to Ross's work conference in Barbados, must be nice, where Charlie breaks it off with Joey because of her feelings for Ross. All the while, Joey finds out that Rachel, after all this time, now finally has feelings for him. Common decency is you don't hook up with your best friend's ex unless you get their blessing first. Joey knows this, and nothing happens with him and Rachel. Yet. See, Ross, he also knows the bro code.
Before anything more happens between us, I need to know he's okay with it.
And yet fails hard and kisses Charlie before getting Joey's blessing. Except it's too fucking late. Joey already caught them. So Joey's like, hey, alright, you're breaking the code to get with my ex. I'm gonna do the same to you. Yeah. And he goes to kiss Rachel. I nailed that, by the way. That was a good Joey. Anyway, all of this brings us here. He's just walked in on his best friend and the mother of his child, who he's loved for years. Both of whom betrayed him by doing it behind his back. Naturally, he's shocked and saddened and disappointed. And that would be an appropriate response. But here it comes again. Ross hides how he feels and puts on this fake, awkward act that he's fine, when clearly he's not. Instead of confronting the situation and speaking honestly to his friends to come up with the solution, he pushes his feelings down and continues this awkward act, suggesting a double date, using alcohol to numb the feelings, and making an ass of himself in front of his friends and his own girlfriend. Oh yeah, by the way, Ross is now dating Charlie. So, what's the real damage that Ross ultimately caused? Well, there are actually 4 consequences to not only him, but also those he cared about. Well, obviously, he loses his chance to be with Rachel. He was literally living with her. By suppressing his feelings and not being honest with himself about how he truly feels about her, he not only loses the chance to be with her, he drove Rachel to move back in with Joey and set up a situation where he ends up getting really hurt, being forced to see her with his best friend. Now, spoiler, at the very end of the final season, it's confirmed that Ross really does love Rachel and they end up together. But let's assume for a second that Ross was being honest with himself and didn't love her in that way at the time. What's the next consequence? Well, he loses Charlie. Charlie, in almost every way, was Ross's dream girl. As a paleontologist, she's his intellectual equal. They have great chemistry, and Ross finally has someone to talk to about his lectures.
These babies will get you into all the paleontology lectures and seminars.
Do you have anything that will get us out of them?
By pushing down how he really feels and putting on a fake act, he makes a complete ass out of himself in front of her. And ultimately, she leaves him for another guy. Now, did he directly cause it? We don't know for sure, but it definitely didn't help. And look, again, say Ross genuinely didn't love Rachel in that way. He also hurt his friends. Let's assume Ross wanted to genuinely be fine with Rachel and Joey dating, which is admirable. He makes it very emotionally difficult for them. Joey and Rachel are in the brand new, fun part of their relationship where things are supposed to be magical. Instead of going on a romantic date alone, you can see the pain on their faces, even guilt for being together in spite of Ross. It's just awkward and painful. There's one person whose entire life is affected drastically, who we never even see, and that's Ross and Rachel's baby. Call me old-fashioned, but wherever possible, you should stay together for the kids. Like, if 2 people are miserable, don't love each other, can't even be in the same room, yeah, I get it. The kid can probably get over it. But Ross and Rachel are friends. They hang out, they have chemistry, and there is love there. Even if things are complicated, you iron that out for the sake of that kid. And look, I get it. Ross, like any of us, is human. Sometimes we think the easy thing is to take your feelings and pretend they're not there. Yeah, this is especially for guys. We think sharing how we feel shows weakness.
Jesus Christ, be a man. Push it down. Push it down. Deny your feelings. Act like you have answers. Do some man right now.
Communication is not weakness. It's just a smart thing to do. Not only does it alleviate all the stress you're bottling up, but it gives you a chance to actually understand what the fuck is going on. Like if Ross had just gone to Joey and said, hey man, this is hard for me. You're my boy, but you hooked up with my ex without telling me, and you know my history with her. It would have given Joey a chance to explain his side and say, listen man, I fucked up. I saw you kissing my girlfriend like 1 hour after I broke up with her and I just reacted. Joey's his best friend. He's a good guy. It wouldn't have pursued Rachel if Ross would have just been honest and said how much it bothered him. It could have saved both of them a lot of heartache and a lot of awkwardness. And I've done this a lot myself. Sometimes you push down how you're feeling because you're afraid if you let it out, you might get hurt or you might hurt someone. When really, it's bottling it up that hurts everyone. Now, I'm not suggesting you tell everything. Like, don't tell your crush, I think about you when I'm in bed at night in my special place. There are times where you hold that shit in. You know when Ross should have suppressed his emotions? Every time he complained to Rachel about Mark, or the guy at the bar, or the guy on the balcony. That is called jealousy, particularly in season 3, when he's jealous of Rachel's colleague Mark and constantly shares how he feels threatened by him and her career and begs her to spend more time with him. That is an emotion that is irrational. At that time, Rachel obviously loved him and would never cheat, and yet he constantly confesses his insecurities rather than dealing with them. Yeah. Hey, Ross? Yeah, you feeling insecure? That's a you problem. Bottom line, in most cases, communicating what's going on the inside doesn't make you soft. You're soft if you can't summon up the courage to tell the people you care about what's going on. And you know what? Like most things I fear, every time I've had something difficult to talk about, when I eventually do, it's almost always completely fine after, and it's a relief. So I don't know. Do you have a boogeyman to confront? Try it. Or push it down for just one more video. Try this one. YouTube thinks you'll like it. So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you're a broken man, your love life's the hell you made. It's like you're jealous and full of fear when you knocked up your crush but still don't get that she's right here. Joey's there for you when you don't deserve a friend. He'll be there for you even though you're a douche.